What's going on, everybody? You're listening to 91.3 FM WTSR at the College of New Jersey, and this is the weekly Smash Wrap, where we bring you stories from the underground world of Smash Ultimate here at TCNJ throughout New Jersey and the world. I'm Oscar Roundfit69, and this is
Casey. Listen, Owen, we have one of the most anticipated, highly anticipated episodes of this entire series as we have we have a very, very special guest. This man has been making waves in the New Jersey Smash scene as both a content creator and player. It is the MkLeo Slayer himself, the YouTube legend, James Scott. Let's go. How you doing today?
I'm doing pretty well. I'm pretty happy to be here. It's not too far of a drive, about 45 minutes away, and yeah, I'm just hyped to get into this.
Awesome.
That's awesome. We're so glad you can make it. We've been looking forward to this. You are our most anticipated guest. And one thing I'd like to note about you in particular is I feel like you and I get a very similar sense of satisfaction from playing Smash because when I first got into the scene, as much as I wanted to be good, I also felt almost more like a journalist or a documentarian, just kind of watching this secret, strange underground world unfold. And that's kind of what I wanted to capture with this podcast. Does that resonate with you at all?
Yeah, I totally get that. I come from playing Smash about 7-8 years ago. No, that's wrong. Sorry. Oh, can we cut that? My bad.
No, it's all good. It's all good. We get things wrong all the time.
We're good.
We're misinformation legends here at the Weekly Smash
All
Wrap.
right, fire. So yeah, I have come from playing Smash forever with my brother, my cousin, and I was playing it just years and years. I mainly played Brawl and now Ultimate, and I absolutely love Ultimate compared to Smash 4. I played a little bit of that, just never wanted the Wii U. I know the underground scene because I just love to compete in locals. I was competing when I was like 13 years old back in the day in Brawl. I placed third at a tournament. I used to main Wolf, like my boy Owen here. And, yeah. And what do you call it? So I was pretty proud of that back in the day. Took a bit of a break for Smash 4, but yeah, back in Ultimate, and it's just been so fun. Everyone's extremely nice, and it's just been a fantastic ride throughout the whole process.
That's awesome. We're glad to hear it. We're glad you take so much joy in the game like we do. And Casey, you have some interview questions?
Yeah, so starting off, I guess you kind of answered it a little bit, but I kind of wanted to talk about your come up with Smash and like your childhood with Smash. I feel like a lot of people know about James Scott, the personality, the content creator, but not a lot of people know about like James Scott, the person. So I
That's
kind
what I
of
wanna
wanted to
know.
just ask you a little bit about like what inspired you to compete in Smash and what about the Smash community really clicks with you.
Yeah, definitely. I used to play video games like literally all the time, 24/7. I'd come home from school, just run on Xbox, Wii, whatever, and I just really loved certain games. I wasn't the person that would play like every single game out there. I wouldn't buy like the new Call of Duty. I wouldn't buy the new like whatever, right? I would focus in on a few games for like a long period of time. And so Smash was always one of those. I played a lot of sports games like NBA 2K and
Yes, sir.
UFC and stuff like that, but Smash was always at the forefront, probably top 1 or 2 games played in my rotation at all times. And yeah, just from when I was really young, I would even go to like the doctor's office. And the first time I ever played Smash there was a Smash 64, and I was playing that. I was like Pikachu, and I thought that was the coolest thing. I could fight Donkey Kong with Pikachu. And
Yeah. Hey, Pikachu is the best character in Smash 64, by the way. You gotta, you have a mind for the competition.
Oh yeah, you just seem to know the tier list.
yeah,
just
right.
instinctively.
It's natural. So yeah, it was really fun playing that, and that like really
Dude, you
got
must
me
have been
into it.
killer when they had like Melee at the McDonald's play place.
Yeah, exactly right. But no. So throughout the years, I just always played Smash a ton, and then yeah, I progressed in Brawl. I got pretty solid, and then Ultimate, I came back into the whole scene. There were a lot of new names I had to learn and such, but it's just been really fun throughout everything. I've met a ton of new people like you guys, and yeah, I've met a ton of pros too, which is the coolest thing. It's easy to actually connect to the pro level players
I know.
in this community.
That's one of the coolest things about, first of all, just living in NJ, but also Smash in general. The pros are so accessible. Unless
Yeah.
you want to get into Ryuga Chord, in which case.
No shot.
Yeah, no.
Anyway.
I was kind of interested in also knowing because you said you took a break during Smash 4, correct? Mm-hmm. Were you still watching the game during that time, or were you just more more focused on like IRL stuff?
Yeah,
I'm assuming this is like probably like college time or around that era.
I was more focused on other stuff. I was more focused actually on NBA 2K. I've
nice.
always throughout my whole life been trying to be a content creator. When I was like 10, I was taking videos of my goldfish and doing and doing pet reviews. But
Pet review.
yeah,
That's
I have a
wild.
bunch of
Hilarious.
turtles.
That's a great content idea, actually.
Yeah, I have cats, turtles, rabbits, chickens, goldfish. I've had everything.
I would.
This cat
sorry.
sucks. I'm sending it back.
Yes. Sorry for interrupting. Owen, no one's gonna understand this. I would love for Olivia to review her birds.
Oh
That would be crazy.
my god, we got to put a pin in that one, but we're returning to that.
But
Yeah.
anyways, as you were saying,
No, it's all good. So I love just content creation throughout my whole life, and now I was getting to where I was playing NBA 2K for a long time. I was trying to go ahead and just make a name for myself in that community. Never really took off. I got to like 500, 600, 700 subscribers.
Okay.
But I enjoyed it and everything. But the community was falling off. The game wasn't that fun to me anymore.
Yeah.
And then when the Ultimate came out, I just hopped on that because that was just by far more fun to me than 2K was. And throughout that, you guys have seen the videos I go on, and just 5-6 years ago, started making skits in real life. People love those. And then I would just progress forward and try to get characters to Elite Smash and beat pros and stuff like that. So it's just always been in my blood to do content creation. It's super fun.
Speaking of a pro you beat, if you want to transition to that,
listen, this is kind of what made you go viral in the Smash scene, I would say, is obviously your clip of you defeating MkLeo online. But for a very long time, people didn't think it was real. People thought it was a fake clip of someone pretending to be MkLeo that you defeated, because no one's like, no way this random content creator just beat MkLeo. As a matter of fact, my boy Krill Dog, we just went to his tournament yesterday. He's great. He sent, I remember like a year ago, he sent me that clip before people
No
realized
way.
that it was real. And we were like, this is an amazing, incredible, this is such a funny clip. But it ended up being real. So how did it feel like sort of getting this flack for like being, falsely accused of forging this clip?
Yeah, it's crazy. So if you watch that video, that's about 4 or 5 years ago now. I was playing online and I went onto Twitch and I see MkLeo streaming and I'm like, all right, there's no way I'm going to just get his attention in the chat. There's just absolutely no way. So I go ahead and I keep spamming, get no response whatsoever. I do that for like a couple hours. Then
Dedication.
extreme dedication. I was really trying to get a classic video. So then I go ahead and I send, hey, I'll pay you $200 if we can do a best of 7 in Smash. And then that got his attention right away. And so I go, yes, I was dedicated to the craft.
Wow.
And it was anything for a video at the time, especially against literally the greatest Smash player.
greatest Smash player of all
Yeah,
time.
MkLeo. So it was insane. I go $200. He instantly picks up that comment. He's like, "Oh wow, okay." I get the whisper on Twitch and all that stuff. It's like a DM on Twitch, and I get the room ID, everything. I have that, and I go ahead and play. It's literally the first game. I was like, this is the best shot I have. Game 1, because I could catch him by surprise. I've seen him play. I think right before that, he went on a 50 win streak on Elite Smash, and that was extremely daunting.
Yeah.
So I go and I'm like, this is going to be the best shot I have. Game 1, just get out the gate, because he downloads people right away.
Yeah.
So I go, and luckily I get the iconic B reverse.
The B reverse.
Get him up real high in damage there, and then I get a charged up smash at ledge.
Dude, that charge up smash is hilarious.
Yeah, God literally blessed me when he thought I was going for something else. And so anyway, so I beat him. I pop off, biggest pop off of my life. My heart rate was like at 300 beats per minute. It was insane.
Yeah.
And I was just ecstatic. So going back to Twitter, I post that clip on TikTok, and it's apparently someone took that off TikTok and put it on Twitter. And then they go ahead and everyone's making fun of me. They're like, this is not the correct Byleth skin. This isn't even MkLeo's tag. This, that. They're like, where's the fake video of the guy just completely lying about beating MkLeo? No way this is real. It's getting thousands and thousands of likes on each tweet.
Yeah, it's
People were really
huge
that
engagement.
Oh, it's crazy. Yeah, there was just actually someone just reposted it the other day, and it got like something like 30,000 views on Twitter, like
Wow.
1,000 likes. Yeah, this was just 5 days ago, and yeah. So I actually was never on Twitter extremely heavy. I was more of an Instagram and YouTube based creator, and so I hadn't seen this stuff for a long time. I had not seen all the flack I was getting. It was literally unknown to me. I took a break about 2 years ago, and then I literally just about 3 weeks ago get 20, 30 like notifications on my phone, and I'm like, what the heck? And I look, and it's all YouTube comments being like, I'm so sorry, you're really the GOAT, we should have trusted you. Just all these different comments. It's crazy. And so I'm like, what the heck is this?
This is perfect.
I
You're
go
really the
on.
goat.
Yeah, it's insane. I go on to YouTube and I'm like, what is this in reference to? And this guy Booba is like, shout out to him. He's like, I know. He's like,
Amazing tag.
yeah. He's like, I found the proof. Your video is real, and it's spreading across Twitter like wildfire. And I'm like, what? And so I go, and he found the exact clip on an 8-subscriber YouTube channel of MkLeo losing to me from MkLeo's perspective, and he posted it on Twitter, and it just caught a flame. Everyone was like, "No way, this is real! I can't believe it! I feel so stupid."
Moments.
Yeah, exactly. And they were like James Scott apology forums and stuff like that. It was absolutely insane. And yeah, so not to make a long story any longer,
You're doing great.
Thank you. I got my what do you call it? I got my clap back, as you will, and I proved I proved myself right and everyone wrong that I actually did beat him in a game. And even if it was online, it was still I did beat
game's a
MkLeo.
game.
Win's a win, bro.
Yeah,
The greatest Smash Ultimate player of all time, 0. James Scott, 1. And I think it's funny.
I did really quick. I did think about because I beat him the first game. I thought about quitting and being like, you know what?
Hilarious.
That would've
Oh,
so
I was
funny.
gonna be like, you know what? I'm 1-0 against MkLeo all time and never play him again. But I was like, I gotta make a real video here, so it's
sure.
whatever.
That's true. That's true. I'm just thinking of like those memes where it's like Simba from The Lion King, and it's like on one side it's like non-believers when Lord Jesus returns versus believers.
Yeah, that's kind of how it felt. Yeah.
It's like in the believers column, it's like James Scott, we were waiting for you.
Exactly, man.
Yeah,
but
that's awesome.
another thing I wanted to briefly ask about was that you actually took like a 2-year break from content creation. As we can see here, The Truth Finally Revealed came out 3 weeks ago, and then before that, your YouTube studio video was released 2 years ago as well. So I was just kind of curious what you were doing during those 2 years and like what brought you back to the community. I'm assuming it was the whole MkLeo debacle.
Yes, but there are other aspects to everything. That whole MkLeo thing was really just me. What do you call it? Catching notice that there is actually a need and a want for my creative focus in the industry. And 2 years ago, I was making that video. You could see when you're making a video of your studio and what equipment you have, you're running out of ideas. You're not having fun anymore. You're just grasping at straws for just any video. Things were getting stagnant. This was after Sora had come out, and I was just not as into the game as I am now or was at the beginning. And so I was really just putting out any video. I was putting out like me singing the Peaches with Bowser, just crazy stuff like that. And yeah, I was trying to make content out of anything. So I was just falling out of love, and the community, they were still fantastic. I was having good amount of likes, good amount of views and stuff. I just was in a different stage of my life where I was actually moving out of my parents' house. At the time I was like 23, 24. I was moving out of my parents' house. That was a whole thing. I went ahead, I had to redo all my studio, and the problem was when I started recording at my new place, there were all these horrible problems because I was living in an apartment with like the neighbors, and I'm too noisy because if you watch my videos, I scream all the time. So yeah, it was just problem after problem after problem. I got 3 noise complaints, another noise complaint, James, and you're kicked out. So I faced adversity there. I signed a year and a half, 2-year lease. It was 2-year lease, ended up being, and I just couldn't have that fourth strike, because then I was literally out. So that did put a damper on things.
Yeah, I'd imagine. I live in a college dorm. I can tell you, I get noise complaints all the time. Nah, it's rough.
Yeah, he'd be wilding out.
Yeah, nah, don't be wilding out. I'd be listening to Bob Dylan. Anyway, do you have any more questions?
Yeah, I guess my last question is, so how has it been, over these past few weeks, really tapping in with the community? What has it been like? And, yeah.
Wow, it's actually been more than great. I made that video, The Truth is Finally Revealed, talk about the whole MkLeo thing, and then I go ahead and I'm like, what kind of videos am I going to do next? I really thought I was going to do something like my old series, Becoming Elite, where I just got different characters to Elite Smash, but then I'm like, that's been done 1,000 times.
Yeah.
Like, there's something new that has to be done in the community in order for growth to appear, and I was like, you know what? No one's really filming going to tournaments. Like, people have slightly done it. I know Zero kind of did it like back in the day a little bit, but they weren't like really high quality. He had like a microphone. I just didn't think the videos were that great. I thought it could be done better. No slight to him, but but anyway, so I go ahead.
You're free to slight Zero on this podcast.
I appreciate it, but yeah, so I'm like, you know what? There's this tournament near my house, like 30 minutes away, Fusion, and I'm just going to go there. I'm going to record the thing. I bring my little brother, Michael, out to Fusion, and he's like, and I go in there, and they're like, oh my God, it's the B-Reverse guy. And everyone's like, James Scott is here? And it's going, and I got like a bunch of screenshots from Discords, different Discords and different, like Instagram group chats and stuff like that, being like, oh, James, this guy, James Scott is actually coming to Fusion. What is going on? And then it went crazy on Twitter. A bunch of things got thousands of views and thousands of likes. And I'm like, oh my gosh, this is fantastic. I go in there, everyone knows my name. I lose, but it was really fun and good content. So I think this is kind of where the mainstay of my content will be focused on, is going to these tournaments.
Yeah, no, that seems really great, and it's been amazing content. So we really appreciate you sort of shining a light on the community, man. It's been awesome.
Sure. Yeah, we love it, just capturing it. Honestly, it's great because they're such like a good and like authentic picture of what it's actually like to be a local Smash player. And I also know, like, when I was definitely getting into the scene and I had no idea how to, like, actually approach going to tournaments, I would have loved to have, like, a James Scott that, like, just vlogged, like, a weekend to weekend.
Yeah, no, it's fantastic. The people there are just so cool and welcoming. I did want to point more on that. Like, everyone's just saying what's up to me, dapping me up, like, wanting to be in the vlogs. Everyone is fantastic about me filming. And yeah, I just couldn't thank the people in the community enough.
Any players you've gotten, like, maybe especially close to, like, any maybe friendships you've made in the scene?
Yeah. Actually, I believe ranked fourth in the state as of today. Pharaoh. Yeah, my go-to. Best Yoshi in North America. Shout out to him. He's really cool. I met Jackal. I've met, like, Tamura.
I'm jealous. I've always wanted to meet Jackal.
Oh, he's cool. You gotta go to the tournament with me. We'll meet him.
As it happens, Jackal owes me $5, but that's okay.
I saw that. That was funny. But what do you call it? Yeah, no, it's just mainly Pharaoh. There's Mimic. There's like Delta Force. They're really, really cool people out there.
So many cool
Ob
people.
McBob.
Dude, Ob McBob.
Yeah.
We love Ob
My
McBob.
go,
And with
bro.
that, that's going to be this segment. But yeah, that was a great interview. Thank you again, James. We really appreciate this. And coming up, we got Krill Dog's House, Bronx Barrel Blast, Nintendo Switch 2 Direct, a special activity. We got a whole bunch of stuff, so we'll be right back. What's going on, everybody? Hope you're enjoying the show. Real quick, before we get back into it, if you're interested in following the host on Twitter, you can find me at O_Buck_King, and you can find Casey at CaseyNoah. And if you'd like to listen to the show after it airs, you can find the YouTube link on my Twitter. That's O_Buck_King. Thank you so much for listening, and let's get back into it. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the weekly Smash Wrap. We just got done our interview with the one and only James Scott, and now we're going to transition to a tournament, the tournament where I actually met this man and Noah, Krill Dog's House.
Yes, sir. Listen, we had Krill Dog's first, like, really, like, big tournament that he's hosted. He's hosted tournaments in the past, of course. Krill Dog's House being a reference to his online tournament series from back in the day, but this ended up being a huge, like, landmark moment for Krill Dog, who has been a long-time contributor to the community. So you want to get started with this bracket?
I am so down. First of all, if you remember, we did have Krill Dog on to announce this tournament. So we were all looking forward to this for a very long time. We drove all the way, like, 50 minutes out to Cherry Hill, And it was a really fun event. I met a lot of players I'd actually never met before. I'd never really talked to Pharaoh before. I think I met, who else did I meet?
Shout out to Pharaoh, by the way. When I met him, we had the greatest dap of all time. It like echoed throughout the room when I dapped him up, and I was like, "It's gonna be a good day today." I also met James for the first time. We ended up playing in round 1.
Crazy.
So you want to talk about how that round went?
Oh, yes.
Yeah, so we actually played matchup round 1, me and Casey, and it did not go my way. The first game we were just like, all right, let's just do Bowser Ditto. Like he's co-mains Bowser. I main Bowser probably primarily, and so he was actually beating me in the early stocks, and I ended up pulling away a little bit at the end, got the first game, and then he whipped out the Palutena and just beat my Bowser senseless. And so, yeah, a little brutal. I'm coming back to the community. I don't know which way to DI out of stuff, and I'm getting better. I'm getting back to it. So I'll get him next time.
Yeah, no, it was a good set. I was actually surprised by how well you played the Bowser Ditto, to be honest, because I've played the Bowser Ditto a lot, especially against EO, who is a local Bowser player and tournament organizer. I've played him a lot in the Bowser Ditto, so I felt very experienced there, but I feel like I was kind of surprised by how well you were, like, edge guarding me and ledge trapping me, you know what I'm saying?
Appreciate it. Yeah. I've played, I believe, with the best Bowser in the world, Leon, a few times. Yeah, I had him on a live stream. He's a really cool guy, by the way. Shout out to Leon. But yeah, so I am familiar with the Bowser Ditto. He taught me some stuff that I would probably succeed with, and it worked out all right. But then when you switch to Palutena, got a lot of Nair combos. I had no chance.
Yeah, no, Palu kind of walks all over Bowser. But you did get an incredible moment against me during game 2 of that match. If you want to talk about it.
Yeah, it was insane. We're literally we're battling out on the ledge, and I go and try to just hit him with the biggest F smash possible. Just get an early stock because I had to come back against his Palutena. And he uses side special. What's the move called exactly?
Explosive Flame.
Explosive Flame. Explosive Flame hits me right as I'm starting my side smash, and Bowser's armor just goes through it, and it takes half a month. Yeah, exactly. It takes half a month to get through the whole side smash, and it eventually hits him off the stage. It was actually insane. I felt like popping off mid stock, but yeah, it was, we both literally talked. We're like, that was insane. Mid set.
That's crazy.
But I ended up, adapting a bit, and I won game 3 pretty handily as well. Got some down airs in there, and I felt pretty good about how I played, but I was honestly really impressed by the Bowser Ditto, and it was a really fun set, so I'm looking forward to playing you again in the future.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
And it looks here, James, and so then you fought
Seabass.
That is a very, very unfortunate.
Yeah, we could skip over this one. No, okay. No, yeah, Seabass was brutal.
Is really good.
Yeah, coming back, I was not ready for all the little Ganondorf tricks and stuff, and I was just falling for everything. Game 1, I go Joker, and because I'm like, all right, this is definitely a good matchup for Joker, which it is, but jeez, was it not a good matchup for me. And Seabass was just grabbing me, jumping up and stomping on my head and just kicking me off the stage and spiking me. I couldn't do anything. And then game 2, my Bowser even had less of a chance. So I got 2-0'd in that. But again, I'm coming back. I'll get Seabass eventually. Give me a little bit. It's been 2 years since your boys played.
No,
so.
it's so brutal because Seabass will just humiliate you with the craziest Ganon clips possible, and then fist bump you with the friendliest smile you've ever seen. He's the nicest guy.
Exactly. I felt absolutely destroyed, and I was like, oh my, I don't even want to put this in a video.
Hey, we used to have this guy that would come to TCNJ and Ryder, a loose grip, rest in peace. I have not beaten his Ganon one time. He's alive.
Not dead.
Oh, I was like, damn, I gotta pay my respects.
No, he's just in Disneyland.
He's just working at Disneyland or something.
I mean, permanently. I mean, he's not coming back.
So rest in peace for the area.
Yes,
yeah.
Exactly.
Okay.
He's yeah, we'll put it that way. Anyway,
he's also another guy that will just destroy you with Ganon and then be the friendliest person outside of bracket.
Dude, I know it's brutal. It's brutal. But Casey, you then went to fight Ice on Deck.
Yeah.
Very unfortunate, but you took a game.
Yeah, it was interesting. I definitely felt like Ice on Deck was playing just a little bit off during that set because he was doing a lot of TOing, so he was probably just more worried about the rest of bracket going well, you know what I mean? And so on one hand, I was kind of sympathizing with him, but I was also like, well, this is my chance to beat him because I'm like 0 like 4 or 5 against ice on deck, and I've been working my way up to eventually taking a set off him, and I was able to get a win against the Toon Link, which felt really good. And then I was getting some downers on him. You know, I got a very early stock, like at like 30%, where I downered him off the ledge after he attempted to edge guard me, and I felt really good about that. And then he switches a min-min, and I'm like, all right, this is where it gets serious.
Yeah.
You know Ice isn't playing around when he brings out the min-min. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's when he locks in.
Because the Rosa and the Toon Link, that's for fun, but the min-min's for business.
Yeah, he stands on business.
Exactly.
He's like Justin Byleth. He's a Toon Link main at heart, but a min main on business.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. And it was a very close game, too. I had a little bit of a lead getting another down there, but you know, Ice just was really adapting well, and I feel like I kind of got a bit frisky at the end, a bit too aggressive, trying to get like some F smash off the ledge kind of thing.
Oh yeah.
I know James was watching. I don't know if you had any thoughts on my set.
Yeah, so game 2, you could have pulled it off. It was looking like you were doing well, and I was like, wow, because you won game 1, correct?
Yeah, game 1.
I was thinking to myself, I'm like, wow, could he actually 2-0 Ice? But
yeah,
but no, unfortunately, Ice came back and won that. It's just tough going against min-mins. They're extremely rangy. You got to know the matchup, and not that many people like around us play min-min. I feel at least, so it's tough to get experience against
It's like
them.
Ice and it's like Little Mac, man.
Yeah,
exactly.
And Aquatic Pixel every now and again when he's able to pull up. But
I don't really see Aquatic Pixel around that much though.
yeah, hope he's doing well though.
Yeah, we do. Shout out to Aquatic Pixel. He's come to a couple of TCNJ and Bronc events.
Yes, but then game 3 was, I mean, it was initially close, and then he started to run away with it. I started to make a little bit of a comeback, but I think it was too little too late at that point. But it was overall a really good set, and I couldn't help but smile even though I lost game 3 because I was just like so happy with how I was playing and the progress I've been making. And you know, I mentioned it last night, but I was saying like, yo, the struggle is beautiful. You know, being able to learn from these experiences is so freaking valuable. So.
You said something interesting too, like in the middle of the event. You said like you have to learn to fall in love with losing almost.
Yeah, and not in a complacency kind of way.
Yeah.
But more of like as a benchmark for improvement. You know what I mean? At least that's what's worked for me. Obviously, things are gonna work differently for everybody, but at least from my own personal experiences, I've always hated losing. I had really bad anger issues. I was the #1 crash out as a kid.
Oh no.
You know. And I think learning to grow through losses has really helped me appreciate not only losses in general, but like even like difficult times in my life where it's like I love being able to learn more, you know? So that's what's worked for me personally. But again, it's a different recipe for everybody's thing, you know?
No, I think you're really onto something with that. That's a very like Zen way of thinking about it because you know sometimes losing is unavoidable, but like to get the most out of losing, it depends on like the habit of mind we have when we lose.
Yeah.
Like we can either absorb the loss fully and just like deal with it in a kind of rational, philosophical way without getting emotional about it, and that's where the real growth happens. Or we can like tell ourselves these stories like, "Oh, I lost. I must suck at the game."
For sure.
Time to crash out.
Yeah.
But anyway. Very profound.
And then I got destroyed by Law.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I mean that's.
But I went Falcon game 2. First stock of that game 2, I was going crazy with the Falcon.
It says here you played Polytane, and we were saying, like, let the record show.
Yeah,
it was Falcon.
It was Falcon. But unfortunately my top player free trial ended after that first stock. And
Oh,
I
no.
played a lot worse, but it's all good. I had a great
Fatality
time.
came back. That's why it ended.
Exactly.
He took back his top player license.
Yeah. But did you want to talk about your run as well, by the way? Because you had some close
I had a
sets.
very interesting round 1 against Poncho. So Poncho, I've usually been pretty up against Poncho, but he's been like slowly closing in on me, and it's terrifying because
Yeah, he's scary, bro.
he's like, we had that one set at Ryder with the Cloud Ditto, and it went to game 3. And then this time I picked the Wolf back up again, and he was like this close to beating me. He had me. It was game 3, last stock, last hit. I went and I think I side beat. He ran off stage with a forward air, and he
Hit
just
it.
barely, he hit it. He just barely didn't kill me, and he didn't get the spike hitbox. So he fell to the blast zone before I did.
Yeah, it was absolutely wild. Me and James were watching that set, and we were just on the edge of our seats. I mean, we were standing up, but we were still on the edge of our seats.
Yeah, it was insane.
Yeah.
In a metaphorical sense, you were on the edge of your seat. And honestly, like he should have won that because I think he just hit me more times too. I just like
Exactly.
Wolf just has some robberies. It's like if you don't know the matchup, like he can kill you at like
Yeah.
60.
And they ended up playing Houdini and King, correct?
I did. I lost to Houdini. I went Wolf game 1, and then he absolutely destroyed me. So I tried the Toon Link, and then he 3-stocked me.
I feel that. I've played Houdini a few times. I've had a couple similar experiences.
Yeah, he's very good. He got second at the whole event, which we'll get to. But then I fought King, and yeah, he beat me pretty
Yeah,
handily.
two close games though. I feel like.
They were close, yeah. But Pikachu's good. He got like a 0 to death off me at one point, and like at that, like just watching that happen, all I could do was smile and be like, "All right,
Bro got it.
I'm dead."
This is a learning experience. That's all.
Then
Exactly.
detachment.
Yep.
I just got 0 to death, just like.
Breathe in, breathe out type of thing. But listen, it was a pretty interesting tournament. Not a ton of like super crazy upsets, but we did have a lot of really good players show up.
Yeah, we did. We had, first of all, Pharaoh, who, as we'll talk about later, just got re-ranked in New Jersey.
Mm-hmm.
And so he was the number 1 seed, naturally. And he did win against Houdini, 3-1 in the Yoshi Ditto.
Yeah, didn't drop a single set.
No, he did not. He won from winners. But we had a couple somewhat interesting runs. We had another set versus Ice on Deck and Sentinel, classic rivalry.
Yeah.
At least in the TCNJ circuit, because these guys beef like crazy. James Scott, you witnessed it firsthand.
It's crazy. They actually just mouth off to each other about their characters constantly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Go
I
ahead.
remember talking to you. I like explained to you like it's all out of good friendship, but like, what was it like experiencing the firsthand the beef that is Ice on Deck
my.
versus Sentinel?
Ice is just yelling at Sentinel about Rob. he's like, yo, how do you play a top 3 character in the game and you're still complaining and all this stuff? And Sentinel. If you've met Sentinel, he's so funny. He's quite the loud, and he'll let his opinions be known type of guy. and he's just going right back at him. He's like, well, Min-Min's top tier, which is not true, but like in terms of like high S tier or something.
Relatively, yeah.
But like Miniman's very good, but not like top 3 or top 5 probably. And they're just going back and forth like bickering old couple.
Rob
It's so
is
funny.
big.
Yeah, Rob.
What
That's
can
his
I tell
number
you?
one defense. Rob is big.
Dude,
And
it's
he's
every
like,
time.
and he's like mixing in different brain rot words as he makes his argument. Like Min-Min's forward there is so skibbity, dude.
It's crazy.
It's
Yeah.
hilarious. We were having dinner with him.
I was just about to mention that. I was so scared. I was like, what is this guy going to say? Because it was me, Casey, Poncho, and my
Nelson.
parents.
Yeah.
And yeah. And I was thinking, what is... and Sentinel. And I was thinking, like, what is he going to say to my parents? And then he starts talking about, like, the time he ate 12 plates of shrimp at Red Lobster. In front of my family. He's, like, paying for his meal. And they're just eating it up. And I'm like, you know what, JD? You are officially the top of the Owen King family dinner PR right now.
Exactly.
Thank you so much.
He's a crowd pleaser.
He sure is.
But yeah, we had some other good runs. I mean, Sentinel himself was had SPR of +1, getting the upset over Lil Mac Main and getting 4th place at the tournament, losing to Pharaoh and Ice on Deck, but defeating again Lil Mac Main, EO, as well as Chocolate Jesus.
Oh, Sentinel beat Chocolate Jesus. Wow.
Yeah. I haven't
Right
seen
on.
Chocolate Jesus in a while, actually. That was my first time seeing him in a couple months, so glad
Yeah,
he's doing
been
well.
gone. Yeah, I wonder where he's been.
Probably just working, just doing regular adult life stuff.
Stuff outside of Smash.
Yeah.
Maybe
can't believe
disappear
it.
in the woods,
Yeah,
for,
what's
woods for a
that?
few months.
Uh,
He's gone like a spiritual retreat in the mountains.
exactly. But is there any other super notable runs about this tournament that you wanted to go over?
No, I think that's it. I think we can move on to Bronx Barrel Blast real quick. We have
Yeah.
about 3 minutes left, so we can be quick on that one because we have a lot to talk about next segment.
I will say there were only 2 upsets at the entire tournament. Like the tournament was very chalk.
Yeah. Yeah, it was interesting.
Shineburst won, EO got 2nd, TFJ got 3rd. I mean, like pretty normal stuff, but we did have 2 notable upsets.
Not one of my best moments. We can talk about it.
Well, we can first talk about EO getting the win over TFJ and losers finals.
Yeah, it's
That's pretty good.
Wow.
Shout out EO.
Bringing back the Bowser,
Oh,
you know what I
yeah.
mean?
A little round of applause.
So We Fit Winter is over. Wait,
Yeah.
what was that?
I said a little round of applause for him.
Exactly.
Oh, yeah, of course. He's our GOAT.
Yeah, EO normally plays Bowser, but during the winter, he made a mission to make PR, South Jersey PR with Wii Fit Trainer, and he ended up doing it. So now he's back to Bowser.
I was scared he was actually going to do the Mii Sword Fighter run now, but
Have you heard about that, by the way?
No, I have not.
Basically, somebody found out a bunch of like Mii Sword Fighter like kill confirms that people are like ranting and raving about, being like, "Oh, Mii Sword Fighter is a new top tier."
Oh my, that's so funny. Yeah, I've played with them before. I'm like, I just can't see them being amazing. But hey, if people found a bunch of kill confirms, I mean, that could drag a character up pretty high.
Yeah.
it can. I personally think it's all fake, but that's just me. I think it's a government conspiracy.
we both think it's a sham. It's funny.
Yeah, I kind of agree.
Also, before we get to the other thing, Shineburst also played Corrin.
He did.
And he won the whole thing, but he got taken to Game 5 by Wob and had to pull out the Incineroar.
Wait, oh my god, he did. I just
Yeah.
noticed that. That is crazy.
It was a hilarious set. I was like, bro, I was like, Kenny better not lose this. But ended up taking
because he
it.
knows we would not let him live that down if he lost a wub.
Yeah, but we love Kenny here, though.
We do love Kenny. We had him on.
Mm-hmm.
And then we had me losing spectacularly to Mom Gaming.
What an event. Did she go, it seems like she went Isabel and Hero.
Yeah, Hero game 2 and 3.
Okay, and then Isabel game 1, and that's when you got the win?
Yeah, I
imagine?
got the win on the Isabel.
Makes sense. But yeah, I mean, were there any like crazy notable moments? Because hero players always get like the craziest clips. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it was like she hit me with boom, I think, and then she also downered me at 30.
Oh,
the
the
RNG
down there
what it is.
snipe.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
a difficult down there to land too. So she was really on her A game for that.
Yeah, she was locked in.
Yeah. So I mean, shout out to her. She made top 8
She did.
at Bronx. So I mean, big shout outs.
And with that, that's about everything having to do with Bronx. We have about 30 seconds left in the segment, so I think I'll tell you all what's coming up next. And that is, first of all, Nintendo Switch 2, NJPR, and then we have a
Yes.
special fun activity. So I'm going to play you our event calendar, and then we will be right back. What's going on, everybody? Hope you're enjoying the show. Real quick, before we get back into it, I'd like to read you some events we have coming up. And first up, this Friday at 5 p.m., we're going to have the next F-Troop tournament. That's going to be Street Fighter 6 and Smash Ultimate. Yes, Street Fighter is back. And then on Saturday, we're going to have the very special Royal Stampede tournament at Rider University. Poncho has been working very hard on this in collaboration with TCNJ. It's going to be a big event. Syrup is registered. Yes, the #1 player in North America and in NJ. You can find more information on StartGG if you're interested. And that's going to be all for now. Thank you so much, and let's get back into the show. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Weekly Smash Wrap, where we just got done talking about Krill Dog's house in Bronx, and now we're going to move on to a very exciting topic. The NJPR has just dropped, and we have some very, very special members of this PR. And most notably, I think we just got to handle this one right away, Mr. Thugs.
What? Excuse me? Okay. Hold on. Whoa. Wait.
Wait.
Hell no.
So the NJPR just dropped 6 hours ago, and I'm just now seeing this. At number 16 is Delta Force. Okay, that makes sense. Delta Force has been a PR staple for a very long time. I think it's peaked around like 7 or 8, right? Something like that.
Mm-hmm.
He's a really good Link player. He's awesome.
He's been good for a long time.
James, you said that you've met him before, right?
Yeah, I know we follow each other on Twitter for sure.
Nice.
Yeah.
And then Sinister is number 15. Shout out to Sinister. That's my boy.
Nope.
Some guy at number 14. He kind of like, because he's busy with like college and like life stuff and stuff. So he doesn't always like compete super often, but whenever he does, he's a kind of surefire PR player. So that makes sense. Numbers, bro, whoa.
Wait.
Mr. Thugs is 13 on the PR. Wow,
Bowser Jr. has no weaknesses.
no weaknesses.
That's what everyone's saying.
That's
Yeah.
what everyone's saying. That's incredible. Listen, Mr. Muggs he's been playing for a while now, and it's honestly amazing seeing him finally make PR. It feels like a long time coming. You know what I mean?
Dude, we could feel it with that legendary run at LMBM.
Yeah.
And then what else? Didn't he go to something else?
I
Didn't
think
go
he
to
got like
Genesis?
second or third at the fusion as well, at multiple fusions.
Ooh.
And he's just been popping off this season. Excuse me. But like, it's crazy because I remember like 2 years ago, he was talking about like dropping Bowser Jr. and playing Zero Suit Samus.
Thank God he
I
did.
remember that, and he decided to stay true to Bowser Jr., and it's paid off now. So, big congratulations to him. That's actually super shocking. Wow. At number 12 is Smash Bros, the Lucas player. What a tag, truly. But he's been a staple for a while now, so shout out to him.
Oh yeah, shout out to Smash Bros.
Leon is number 11. I feel like that goes to show how good the region is, right, James?
Oh yeah. Leon
this
is absolutely insane. Mops the floor with me every time we play, and being at 11,
He's
just,
not even top 10. That's wild.
insane.
He was like a top 50 player at his peak, like in the world.
Mm-hmm.
But at number 10 is Pataya. Pataya is back after taking a few seasons off, and yeah, I mean he's an amazing Kazuya player, and he had that legendary set against Kenny. I remember last year at King, so he's always been one to leave an
Oh.
impression.
Did Pataya beat Kenny at King?
Yeah, it was like a game 5 last hit heartbreaker.
Wow.
It was I commentated it. It was an insane set. It was also funny because Pataya's a Rutgers player, and I was commentating with Jellyfish, who is the Rutgers like tournament organizer. So it was kind of a TCJ versus Rutgers rivalry situation there too. And then
next we have a duck hunt.
Fawn, yes. We have Yeast at number 8, Phantom at number 7, Luigi Kid 64 making the 6. I remember we were talking about Luigi Kid being high up on the PR, and turns out he's really high. So congratulations to
us.
him.
Shout out Luigi Kid. Luigi Kid just actually turned 18, so he's changing his name
Wow.
to Luigi Man.
Luigi
But-
Man. Wait,
He posted something about
For
that on
real?
Twitter. It kind of
No
viral.
way.
Had like 500 likes. Yeah. So shout out to Luigi Kid.
wow.
Let's give it up for Luigi Man, I guess.
Yes,
Oh, yeah.
that's awesome. And then Pharaoh's number 4, as we mentioned.
Oh wait, we've got Webb.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Webb is 5.
Yeah.
Shout out to Webb. He's
Yeah, for real.
so good. One of
Oh,
the most hype players ever. And I think top 4 is pretty chalk. Pharaoh, Jackal, Tweak, Syrup. Pretty normal stuff. So
Pretty. I mean, this is Syrup's first number 1, right?
I don't believe so. He's
it
been
not?
number 1 before for sure.
Ah, I see.
But listen, the real PR is the one that dropped on April 1st, where James Scott made number 7.
Oh,
yeah.
no.
You saw that, right?
Yeah, I was getting texts from like friends that don't even play Smash for somehow they're like, "What is this?" They're like, "Are you actually ranked 7th in the state?" I'm like, "Dude, no, I'm not. This is
I'm
April
ranked
1st."
first.
buddy." Yeah.
But yeah.
That's crazy.
That's kind of all the sort of Smash news we have, but obviously if you're a Nintendo fan, if you're a video game fan in general, you know what's been going on this week, right? It has been the Nintendo Switch 2 Direct, also the Minecraft movie as well.
Oh yeah, do you want to talk about the Minecraft movie real quick? I know you went and saw it, and
Yeah.
you didn't have the best impression.
No, so it had iconic moments and such. By the way, I don't want to spoil anything, but
Spoiler alert.
spoiler alert. So it does have a lot of things that they're just trying to make memes out of. Like I think they named one of the piglins Chungus. And,
Oh.
yeah, it's a little cringe, but it's all right. But then they do a lot of good stuff though. Like they actually put Technoblade in the movie, so R.I.P.
Wow.
Shout out to him.
Rest in
And
power, man.
oh yeah, and then they also like it was funny. It's just Jack Black's not even playing the character. He's just playing an
Jack
announcer.
Black.
Yeah, he's playing Jack Black, but he just announces everything. He's like, "This is a crafting table," and just a bunch
Chicken
of stuff like
jockey.
that. Oh yeah, chicken jockey. But no, it's fun if you're a kid or if you're like the heaviest of Minecraft fans. But as an
Yeah.
actual movie, give it like a 4 out of 10.
Yeah, it was like a 49 or like a 48 on Rotten Tomatoes. So,
Makes sense.
but like the user score is like an 87. So there's kind of a divide between like movie watchers and then just like more casual fans.
That's
But
crazy. Wow.
Nevertheless, we had the Nintendo Switch 2 Direct, which has sparked a lot of hype, a lot of controversy, and a lot in between. So you want to talk a little bit about that?
I am so down. We got a Switch 2 Direct. We actually all woke up, me, Noah, and Shineburst to watch it.
Yeah. Also, AJ Rockin'
and
247.
Can't forget Rockin' 247. We were all watching the Direct, and we saw all the way through. We were hoping for Smash the whole time, and at the end when we saw Kirby, Smash was in all of our minds.
Yeah.
It was Air Ride.
Also, Chris Womp Womp was there too. He pulled
Oh,
up
wait, yeah,
like
he pulled
20
up in the
minutes
middle.
Yeah. But I remember we were scrolling through YouTube as we're like, watching the thing, and we saw your live stream of it, James.
Oh really?
And it was like Smash 6 live reaction.
I
I'm
thought.
like, I'm glad we're
yeah.
not alone.
Yeah, I thought 100% it was coming. At the end, tell me I'm not wrong. When the Kirby Air Riders thing,
Dude.
they had to smash like the ching, like
Yeah.
it sounded
Heard it.
just like the like Smash intro or something, I was out of my seat. And then I see jetpacks on Kirby's Star, and I'm like, oh no. I'm like, here we go.
I
And
mean, it seems like a fun game, but I was like,
and Sakurai made that actually, so yeah.
Get ready for Smash 6 in 2035.
Oh, dude, I cannot wait to play Smash 6 in the nursing home. It's going to be... Dude, you know what's crazy? We're getting Silk Song before Smash 6.
Insane.
That's wild.
Isn't that bananas?
Yeah, we got a year of the release date for Silk Song, which is great.
Speaking of bananas, though, the new Donkey Kong game actually looks pretty good.
Yeah, it looks sick.
Yeah, what do you guys think of the redesign?
Honestly, it's growing on me. I feel like you see a lot of personality in Donkey Kong's expressions in the trailer, and I think that's what really sells it for me. Seeing that personality, seeing all the different emotions from him, that's what really like makes it appealing for me now. So it's growing on me.
Couldn't agree more.
Also a smart marketing move, making him look more like movie DK. Because,
Yeah.
you know, a lot of kids flock to see the Mario movie.
Feels like
Only
we're
makes
getting
sense.
a new era of Nintendo where they're kind of moving more towards like a whimsical, cartoony style for a lot of their games. You know, even the Mario Kart world has like a bit more of a cartoonish style.
Extremely colorful, just
Yeah.
really emotional just to like look at the stuff.
Because
Like,
if you look back at like the Wii era, you look at like Brawl and like Twilight Princess, for example, like it is really like
it's dark.
dark and bleak.
The
Exactly.
dark ages of Nintendo.
Yeah. But I mean, obviously, some amazing games came out of that era, and hopefully, we get some really good games with Mario Kart World, if we can afford it.
Oof.
You want to talk about this, James?
Yeah. I found out I didn't find out. I guess everyone found out that they're pricing the games online $80, and then if you get the actual cartridge, it's $90.
Goodness
and now
gracious.
the problem I have with this is, yes, the cartridge I guess might cost an extra $10 for them to make or whatever, but it's actually not. You don't actually get that full game in the cartridge. You just get, it's basically just a port, like a key to unlock the game. So it's not like you ever really own anything.
Yeah.
And I can't justify them, or I can't get how they justify going up to $80, $90. And unfortunately, I feel like every other company is going to just follow suit. And that's going to be the new industry standard, and kids have to ask their parents for $100, $90 games.
I can guarantee you the case is not worth $10. It was certainly not worth $10 to manufacture.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, to give a little bit of optimism, I mean, we saw with the 3DS back in the day, like people were protesting over the high prices of the 3DS, and they ended up dropping the price of it significantly. And
Really?
3DS ended up being one of the highest selling Nintendo devices of all time. So hopefully we can get a situation like that where people can really let their voices be heard and get some good results out of that.
So what game is everyone most excited for then?
I'm looking forward to Mario Kart World. I'm not going to lie. They brought back Wario Shipyard, and that's my favorite stage of all time. So it's going to be cinema. Also, you can play as a snowman, and that's crazy.
And Moo Moo Meadows Cow.
Yep. What about you, James?
I'm most excited for wheelchair basketball. That's going to be...
Dude.
What's the game called,
That'd
though?
be sick.
Dragon Drive. Dude, if they have a ranked mode for that, I'm going crazy.
Yeah, it looks like Rocket League.
I'm gonna be in that game chat that they have now, just yelling, Kobe!
Constantly.
Every time.
Oh, yeah. Put up 60 shots a game.
Oh my goodness, it's gonna be diabolical. I'm gonna be looking like Cam Thomas with the amount of shots I'm chucking up.
Oh, they also have Street Fighter 6 now for you.
Yes, that's gonna be very hype. TCNJ players love Street Fighter 6, but I don't have a PC or PS5, so this is really big for me.
Nice. That's fantastic.
But I think that should wrap up our Nintendo Switch 2 thoughts, right?
And with that, I think we have an activity, don't we?
We have something very special. So we've been making various tier lists throughout these episodes, and we have a new tier list idea for you guys, and it's specifically we are going to rank some of your most iconic thumbnails
Oh, no.
from S through F. And so we're good. So I have 7 thumbnails pulled up, and we're gonna rate them from S through F. Obviously, F being terrible thumbnail and S being absolute cinema must-watch material.
S. Just put them all in S. We're good.
First and foremost, we have the truth finally revealed, where you are staring intensely into the camera with the muted background. Kind of almost looks like an apology video.
Yeah, that's what I was going for. I think I don't love my hair in that picture, but I was like, hey, whatever. I think I was really going for just the apology video vibe.
Yeah.
So people clicked on it crazy and spread like wildfire on Twitter or whatever. I was hoping, and I give it like, I think it does its job well. It got a good amount of views. I give it like a CB.
C or B? Okay.
Yeah.
I would personally give it like an A. I think it's
It's funny.
awesome.
I think it's really
The
funny.
way you just so intensely stare into the camera is amazing. But next up, we have your cover of Peaches.
Oh, this
Jack
one
Black.
is iconic. I think this one is just fantastic. It looks almost as if I'm going to kiss Bowser. I'm snout to
I wish.
snout. And
I
I give this one I give this one an A. This one's
Ooh,
an
an
A.
A,
It's almost
okay.
perfect.
Okay, yeah, no, it's amazing, and that was when I was sharing this playlist with Owen of the thumbnails. This was your favorite one, right?
Yeah, this is my favorite one by far. It's just absolute cinema.
I love the way that Bowser looks in this as well. It's hilarious,
And you just look so like serious and like dramatic too.
Yeah.
it's amazing. It's all about the content, baby. But third, we have the 2 level 9 CPUs challenge, where you are pouring water over yourself in rage against 2 just destructoid CPUs over a bed of fire.
Yeah, kind of like Terminator-esque.
Yeah.
I think it's a good thumbnail. I think it looks a little crazy. There's a lot going on. I give this one's gonna be one of my lower ones, I think.
Really?
I like it, good concept, but I think I could have been a lot more zoomed in on just myself.
Yeah.
But I think it's like a D. I give this one a D. I'm gonna be harsh with this one.
Interesting. This is actually my favorite one.
Really?
Really?
Because I'm like, dude, seeing it with like the water poured over him, that was killing me when I first saw it. I was like,
Oh, that
I
was
have
awful.
to watch this video.
That was awful. I poured like it was much larger than a water bottle worth of water. The cleanup was tremendous. It was horrible. And I soaked, like, I had to not play like my Switch for like 3 days to let everything dry. Like all the floorboards got like completely like soaked. It was brutal.
That
That is
Crazy.
dedication
That is
to the
so funny.
content.
That was terrible. Yeah.
I just love how it looks too like a 2013 like Epic Gamer MLG.
Yeah.
thumbnail.
Yeah, it's a bit dated for sure.
But that's what makes
it's
it
cool.
amazing.
Awesome. And then next up, we have James Scott freestyling live on stream.
This one's gotta be F. This one, I hate this thumbnail. I look at it and I'm like, oh no, the fire, and then it says bars.
Bars.
That might be the most cringe thing. I think this has to, like, it's funny. It's just me screaming with fire, and it says bars, and it's whatever it is.
I just love the progression and the things you're rapping about, from Girls Smash Bros to Zero.
Yeah. If you know me, if you've been a long time fan of me, I'm not the fondest of Zero. Back then, especially 3-4 years ago.
Yeah.
There was a lot of drama going on.
Got diss track in the chamber.
I actually
Oh,
do,
yeah,
but
yeah.
I
it's
never
Kendrick
released
Lamar.
They not like Zero.
it.
That top 10 rappers Eminem was afraid to diss.
Oh no.
Yeah, I'd probably give it an F or a D as well.
Yeah, this one's bad.
It's just the video
Yeah.
concept so wild, but I get you.
And then
Next
we have
up-
Steve to Elite the movie. Is he getting Steve to Elite Smash?
Yes, but the point of this video is not getting Steve to Elite Smash. It's the damn skit. This is probably, if I had to pick, this is definitely a top 2 or 3 favorite video I've ever made. Probably off the top of my head, number 1, just because of the absolute insane dramatic acting I do throughout the whole movie or the whole video. I give this one an S because I got the Minecraft text. I got
Yeah.
like all the characters.
Minecraft text is tough.
Dude, I downloaded it online. It worked perfectly. I was so happy. But I give this one an S. It kind of looks movie-like. So,
Yeah, no, this is S tier for sure. Consensus.
Appreciate it.
S.
Yeah.
It's cinematic.
I don't know how many we have left.
We
what is
have
that?
2 more,
Two
and we
more.
have 2 minutes. So I'm thinking
Alright.
we can go through these next
Oh,
2, and then we can
no.
ask James where we can find him.
This one. Okay, so
We got
this
the
one.
blazing hot sauce
Yeah.
challenge.
This one was all right. First off, if we're just talking about thumbnail, this one's like there's too much stuff going on. This is like a D or an F.
Yeah.
I did actually legitimately get sent to the ER because if you watch the video, I end the video, I sign out in the ER, the emergency room. I took a huge
clickbait.
spoonful of blazing hot sauce, and
Wow.
it's actually awful. And it like messed up my heart rate. I started like tweaking, like it was brutal. So I give it, just as a thumbnail, D, but as a video, it's pretty funny.
Yeah, that's amazing. But the last one we have, and this is a good one, the Becoming Elite episode 3 with Ridley. You are here in the desert,
Yeah,
looking for water as
yeah.
you get Ridley to Elite Smash.
This one was insane. I actually really like the thumbnail of this one.
It's good.
It's pretty creative, I'm not gonna lie. It's you got Ridley, like I took forever just what do you call it, etching myself out in Photoshop, just making sure there were no like lines or nothing like weird. It looks really good, and the video is funny. I have a great skit. I involve a drone that I crashed the next video. $700 down the drain, but I give that one a B. That one's a B.
Yeah, that's a high B for sure.
Yeah,
but
high B.
Listen, man, thank you so much for coming to the show.
Oh, yeah,
this was an absolutely incredible episode. Where can the average viewer find you and your socials?
Definitely. So I'm changing everything over. It's going to all be James Scott Smash. You can go and subscribe if you want to. It will be, I have great content. I have original content, like going to a Smash tournament, vlogging the whole experience. I go ahead and make tons of skits. I'm getting back into more skits. I just do a lot of stuff you won't see on other channels. So make sure to check it out and subscribe if you want to. I appreciate everyone that even looks at a video of mine.
And there we go. Thanks again, James Scott. We loved having you on. And that's going to do it for today's episode. Thank you, everyone, for listening. We really appreciate you guys tuning in. And we will see you all next week. Open your mind.